Okay, so Vladimir, where are you taking us?
So, Augustine, I will take checklist, yeah?
Who look after the checklist? Who's got the weather?
Weather will be presented by third officer.
Very good,
Thomas.
third officer.
So,
Okay.
Thomas, so can we start?
Yes.
Okay, very good. So, tonight, for departure leaving the drifting position, we will have good visibility. The wind, can you just move? Thank you. Next one. Also. Right, we will have the good visibility with the westerly wind, about maximum 10 knots. Light cloudy skies with slight calm seas. Swell will be about anyway half meter to 1 meter. Moving ahead with the early morning on tomorrow at 3 o'clock. Visibility was still good with 10 knots of wind from west-northwest. Slight seas, and on arrival at the pilot station we will have to keep an eye anyway on the visibility. Normally this period of the season we can expect fog on in LA, so the visibility will be good to moderate. Wind will be very light from west-southwest, and will be good anyway on the rest of the day, and also on the next days, on the 10th, 11th and 12th as well.
So southwesterly, yeah?
West-southwesterly, yes.
West.
Very, very light air.
That's very good. Okay,
Alright, finish.
perfect. Let's move on.
Yeah, and the general current is southeasterly about half knot in this area at the time.
Yeah.
Alright, so this is our track. The total distance is about 117 miles, and when required speed will be 9 knots, it will be around 1800, we start to move. So before moving we will do full check and according to CFR, and we don't need to do it anymore before we enter at US waters.
Yeah. Now we will probably need to cross-check. I will jump later on into that. We might have to consider as a limit, not the actual 12 nautical miles, but the VGP limit. So we will probably see what time we're actually getting in there. Anyway, the requirement is do the stern test before entering the precautionary area anyway, correct?
Yes, Captain. So
Okay.
general requirement is navigable waters is 3 miles from land, and additional requirement for precautionary area is before entering. So basically we need to do it before entering precaution.
So okay, so we can count as a time. What time we're going to be at the precautionary area?
Precautionary area 5:45. So we are good.
Okay, so we can
Yeah.
consider that as a additional rest. So 5:45 is much smarter.
Yeah.
So after 17:45 we can do all the tests.
Yes.
Basically.
Yes, but we need to move. Required speed will be around 1800. So we need to do it just a bit before.
Okay, we'll see.
Yeah,
Okay.
I mean that will be maybe 15 minutes more.
How long is it gonna take to do the steering test?
So Captain, it's full check. I think we can manage for 15-20 minutes.
Perfect.
Yeah.
That's fine. Okay.
Yeah. So sunset will be around 1900, and we start to move in Green Canyon with 2 DGs, 2
Yes.
big DGs. This area we're outside Eco area and outside 12 nautical miles. So we are presently on the heavy fuel with AQS in the global mode. When the speed will be more than 6 knots, when we start to move, the initial heading will be 337, we can open all board discharges. This area is hazard operation, is not area to be avoided, but we just need to listen the channel 16 in case Navy ship will call us to alter the course. Waypoint number 3, entering ECA area, it will be around 2300. And around 2200 it will be somewhere here. It will be 4 hours notice for fuel changeover to MGO. So we enter in carb area at 2 o'clock in the morning, just confirmed with chief engineer that he requested 4 hours notice. Anyway, he mentioned that it might be a bit earlier.
Okay.
So when we enter ECA area, inform ECR and they will switch to ECA mode. Here the track is between the carb area, port and starboard side. Safety corridor is about 2 miles, enough space for alteration in case of collision avoidance. So again, waypoint number 5, it will be at 2 o'clock in the morning, entering the carb area, and we must be fully on MGO. In case we cannot manage to complete the fuel changeover, the contingency plan is to turn and move away. Waypoint number 6 is marked as the 12 nautical miles, and we will close all board discharges, and as a good practice we also stop incinerator, regardless of the requirement here for incinerator. I mean general is 1 hour before and after departure, but additional requirement is 3 miles from the coast. So we close discharges and stop incinerator at point number 6. Also because when we come closer we still be outside well, but in case we need to alter, we will enter 12 miles. So the precaution, we close a bit earlier. And it will be around 3:30. 3:30 will be here. So soon after waypoint number 7, we will enter whale area. So with the vessel speed voluntary reduction, the area is quite big, including the precautionary area and northern channel. Speed limit voluntary 10 knots. It's in force from 15th of May until 15th of November. Waypoint number 8 that will be at 4 o'clock in the morning, entering TSS, and we need to call San Pedro traffic on channel 14. It's about 25 miles from Point Fermin. Inside the TSS, and waypoint number 9 is a voluntary, again another voluntary speed limit for green program for the ships, and the speed limit voluntary 12 knots. Anyway, required speed will be around 9 knots. Quite deep water until we come closer to precautionary area, and the water will be about 40 meters, and on the pilot station about 20-23 meters. The sharp quality here is good, 8.1, and also in port A1. So waypoint number 10 is a precautionary area. Before entering, master should be on the bridge, hand steering, and speed limitation here compulsory 12 knots. Also before entering, a stern test should be done, that we will do on departure today. And minimum CPA between the ship is 2.5 cables. So precautionary area will be 5:45. Standby below waypoint 11, it will be 6 o'clock, 2.5 miles to pilot station is about 15 minutes. On standby we should be on 2+2, Captain?
Yes.
2+2, and anchor party, pilot party ready.
Yeah, 2+2 at standby.
At
So
standby.
you will request to be
Earlier.
2+2 in advance. So when we ring standby, we will be already on 2+2.
Yeah, Captain. We also confirmed with engineer, because last time we actually advised the time, but they were waiting for confirmation. So
Yeah,
this
no.
time we will tell them that to be with 2+2.
Yes.
So approaching pilot station, a pilot will be on channel 12 and 74, primary 12. We will call 2 hours before, we confirm the visibility and traffic in the port. At the moment visibility, as Sir Thomas said, is improved, because I checked yesterday the visibility forecast was 0. Now looks like on arrival it's better. Sunrise will be at 6:30, so 6:15 at pilot station, so it mostly daylight will be. Pilot will embark on starboard side, pilot boarding speed between 6 and 8 knots, 1 or 2 meters above the water pilot ladder. As I said, here depth around 23 meters, and chart quality A1.
Sorry, Jeff. What we do with the pilot? Just escorting out. We offer to be tested. What is the rules in here?
So when he comes on board, he does a health questionnaire, has his temperature taken.
Yeah.
I will then take, so ordinarily be escorted all the way up by a security
Yeah.
guard. I will take him to the elevator. One of my guys will pick him up when he comes out of the elevator on deck 14 and walk into the bridge.
Yeah, also want to mention that this area should we avoided for Anchorage, but we noticed that some of the ship here are anchored probably with a special permission of San Pedro traffic. Also, I didn't mention that when we enter precautionary area, another call for San Pedro traffic on channel 14. Entering precautionary area and confirm that master on the bridge and vessel on hand steering, and all the tests carried out.
Yeah. Within the waypoint nodes?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Also, the distance from pilot station to Anchorage about 5 miles. At the moment, we don't know what the Anchorage assignment usually confirmed with pilot. So when we call pilot at 4:15, we'll give 2 hours notice. Also, we'll confirm our Anchorage assignment. At the moment, I want to show just so. At the moment, we have 2 ships here, and looks like this area is clear. But anyway,
The 1 and the 2.
yeah. Anyway, we will check in the morning because it might be busy later.
No space on Bravo anchor. We can ask the pilot.
Yeah, but if we go to now that we know that we are going to Long Beach, it's pointless stuff to go to Bravo.
But we have to go still in San Pedro. It's halfway. Halfway is San Pedro and Long Beach.
We can check.
Yeah.
So should we ask something?
No,
No. When it comes up, we'll ask.
Okay. Anyway, we confirm the assignment, and later on, if something changed, he will let us know. Anyway, so proceeding towards the port, and we have commit point to port and to starboard, contingency anchorage here, 0.5 radius, and also pilot, when the pilot information exchange complete, pilot usually takes the cone here and keep it until getting close to anchorage position. Before breakwater, we request thrusters, 2 bow 3-stern thrusters, and we will have it before entering. The vital breakwater entering is about 480 meters, so the pass is not applicable.
Can you number the thrust, yeah?
Sorry?
Number the thrusters, yeah?
Yes, we will go on 2
and
initially, 2, and you see the weather condition. If the weather condition is good, we can even maneuver on 2 and 2. But
2 and 2.
there's no need. There's
Yeah.
no need. If that is the weather that we're going to encounter tomorrow, I think there's no need to go on 3 bow this time.
Yeah, at the moment the track is prepared to our last position, but I will modify in the morning. It's too early to modify now, so I will prepare if it will be this or this or this position. I will
Yeah.
modify. The tide on arrival will be beginning of flood, but is not too strong.
Okay.
Also here we expect a lot of local boats, tugs, and also entering precautionary areas that some of the ships were proceeding from the west to Anchorage or towards the port, also outbound traffic. So if it will be D1 or D2, so the depth here about 13 to 15 meters, and the minimum depth 10 meters is here on D4, but last time we noticed that it's a bit deeper here. Anchor will be starboard anchor, 5 on deck. And that's it from my side.
Okay. So you all done it, yes? Is that correct? Everyone has done it so far at least once. Alright. Do you have any other comment on this? Anything you want to add during the overnight watches? Traffic, anything that is happening, any special communication, anything that has been missed? Who's gone the checklist? Who was doing it?
Everything is covered.
Everything has been covered. Okay. Environmental side, do we cover everything?
Forgot to mention when we are entering the 3 nautical miles, the VGP.
VGP, yeah.
Yeah, just that line there. It was a green
Yeah,
line
yeah.
down there. So
Yeah.
the only things was changes basically that the let's say the border blowdown should be avoided if possible. And that's the only thing. The rest everything is closed anyway. So we're fine with that.
Siko, anything?
No, nothing from me at all.
Right, very good. And staff, anything?
No,
So Chief, is he clear with the engine configuration? Yes.
Yes, Captain. 2 plus we go when we go to PPDC and then in arrive in the morning 2 plus 2.
Yes.
the thruster.
Yeah. If it's required and we need to go, can we go a little bit more up than 68 RPM if we need it? How much you can give us on 2 DGs?
73.
To the G75. To
75.
the G Master 73, 72.
Perfect. Okay.
Now the voltage starts to increase. We have a lot electrical equipment running.
Okay. Alright, so until 70 RPM. Okay, happy with that. And then, as I said, maneuvering, the conditions are good, Chief. We can probably go with 2 bow and 2 stern thruster, okay? I will confirm to you once I call you in the morning before getting the pilot up.
Okay.
Okay? Perfect. Alright. For this leg, just as a reminder to everyone that is an area that it can be quiet overnight, that you're not going to have anyone at all, or one of the day that you can have a lot of traffic, not only commercial traffic, but also small boat, private boat, pleasure craft, and particularly in the precautionary area. Okay, you might have every now and again it happened that you got cargo vessels particularly that are not precisely following the guidelines, and it happened to us last time that even if we were the stand-on vessel, the VTS at the end required us to come around and alter course for this vessel. So it is an area that we needed to monitor, because is one of those on in which you can get there and everything is quiet, or is particularly crowded. Okay. Anything else to add from anyone?
Yeah, just one minute,
Yeah.
Captain. Permission for the port. We have all permission to lower the boats, to wash with environmental friendly chemical and put work, so
Okay.
everything granted.
Yeah. The other thing is we are going to be and sitting in this anchorage for 4 days, 9, 10, 11, and 12. Correct? So it's, everyone, as always, is a standard practice, but to monitor the weather condition. Okay, at all time. We are not going to have more than 5 shekel on deck. I believe that is going to be allowed. So we truly need to be on the ball and ready and prepared to react, and also to monitor the local traffic. I'll leave it to Staff Captain Dan to keep you posted and let you know on all the other activities that we are going to have.
At 5:15 we do a tender brief downstairs.
Yeah, yeah, okay, and also that we will have to do the compass adjustment. We will have the compass adjuster on board, so we will have to do swings on the spot. Remind me to check with the pilot tomorrow morning when he comes up on the bridge. Okay, so something to remain vigilant for the entire call. Okay, I think from the voyage overview we covered everything. Yes? Perfect, okay, so if I can have the deck officer to go up on the bridge, and everyone else can carry on. Thank you so much.